warm sunshine and the air we breathe, the water in our oceans and the rivers, the fertile soil and the abundant minerals are all natural resources. Resources that are available freely in nature and used without many changes to it are called natural resources. In certain cases, tools and technology are required to use a natural resource to its optimum level. For example, a saw is used to cut a tree down into small, usable logs. The drill technology is used to drill oil and natural gas for our consumption. Natural resources may be classified on the basis of their level of development and use, origin, stock, and distribution. Click each classification tab to learn more. Depending on their origin, natural resources may be biotic or abiotic. The living components of the environment, for example plants and animals, are known as the biotic components of the environment. The non-living components of the environment, such as land, water, and temperature, are known as the abiotic components. Based on their level of development and utilization, resources can be classified into two groups: potential resources and actual resources. Potential resources are resources whose quantity is not entirely known and are not fully utilized at present. This might be due to the lack of sufficient knowledge or technology required to develop these resources. For example, the uranium found in Ladakh is a potential resource since it has not yet been used. Actual resources are those whose quantity we know. These resources have already been developed and are currently being utilized. The petroleum fields where oil and natural gas is mined and alluvial soil used for cultivation of crops are examples of actual resources. Until some time back, the energy from the sun was not fully utilized for commercial purposes and hence it was a potential resource. But with the development of solar technology for generating electricity and running equipment such as street lights, traffic signals, etc., it is now an actual resource. Thus, a potential resource can become an actual resource after it has been developed and utilized. The stock of resources available for use may vary. Based on the availability of the stock, natural resources can be classified as renewable and non-renewable. Renewable sources of energy are replaced rapidly by natural processes and do not get easily exhausted. Wind energy and solar energy are examples of renewable sources of energy. Non-renewable energy sources have been in use for a long time. They generally have a limited stock and take thousands of years to replenish. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are some examples of non-renewable resources. The distribution of natural resources depends upon a number of physical factors such as landscape, climate and altitude. Based on distribution, natural resources can be classified into ubiquitous and localized. Certain natural resources may be distributed throughout the world so that everybody can access them equally. Such resources are called ubiquitous resources. For example, air and sunlight are ubiquitous resources. Resources that are available only in certain regions are called localized resources. For example, minerals and fertile soil are localized resources.